You may remember from our video last year where we first came to the Confucius Temple. Right behind me, we have this little kind of a lake water area. And then you might be able to see in the background there, there is a wheel with a bunch of spokes sticking out there. Now that spins and there's a light show that goes on there. And so we came here at night. So all we saw was kind of, I believe it was like Confucius or some students kneeling by him. And you could see that. And I thought it was just a big video screen. But now in the light of day, I can see that it was that spinning wheel back there that created that whole illusion. So we're in that same area right now. And if I turn the camera around, you can see that we're about to enter those dragon gates and go into the museum. So let's venture forth. So we're about to enter through the dragon's body here. And this first gate represents the top scholars, second gate, the second scholars, and the third gate, the third level scholars. Now, the whole thing is that for years, all the top people who wanted to work for the government would come here to Nanjing to take the special exam. And only by taking this exam and passing this exam would you have the right to work for the government. So they recognize the top leaders, or the top performers, the secondary and the tertiary performers. So let's go in and see what they have here at the museum. On our passage down to the museum, we go along this ramp, which slowly ramps down and down and down to the lowest level. And the whole idea behind that is as you go, it slowly starts removing the sounds of the city so that you can focus on the solitude of the examination that you have to take. Now, they say this is about 1,300, I believe it was meters going down, which represents the 1,300 years behind which this examination took place. Now, part of the really cool thing going down is in the background here, you can see all of these kind of cylindrical objects. And what these are rolled up bamboo plates. And these used to be how the ancient Chinese would record things prior to their use of paper. So it was the ancient bamboo plates here, and they're all rolled up and stuck in there to symbolize all of the studying that they have to do to pass the Imperial Examination. We're kind of down at the bottom of the ramp here, and this hall, which is an absolutely brilliant hall, actually shows the development of this imperial examination system throughout all the Chinese dynasties. And all of these exhibits are filled with artifacts kind of illustrating different aspects and evolutions of the imperial examination process. And it really kind of goes to show you all the work that the country has really done to put together such wonderful museums with such impactful exhibits. And even these, I love these. So far so good. Let's continue on down this way. And of course, as someone passed the exam, it was means for a great celebration. So banners like these that you see in the background were flown throughout the city to announce the successful test takers. I'm certain this is just me, but in one of my favorite parts of the exhibit, this part is focused on how the students coming in to take the test would actually cheat. So one example is, if you can see this here, it's a hollowed out pen that within which notes were smuggled. And here are little crib sheets. I don't know if you could see, but look how tiny that writing is. I love this part. This part is just funny. Mini notes smuggled into the examinations. This is so great. Little notes hidden within their books. If there's a will, there's a way. So this Imperial Examination was a 9-day process of taking a test. And again, it was designed to really single out the most intelligent and most talented people for employment positions for the government. And in fact, it was so successful that countries like Japan and Korea and Vietnam noticed it and adopted it. And even later, countries like France and the US learned certain lessons from that. So, the way that this whole thing ties in with the Confucius Temple is originally the Confucius Temple was a temple where you would go to study the practices of Confucius. And because that was such an intellectual endeavor, when they finally started doing the imperial examination, they decided what better place in Nanjing to do that than the Confucius Temple. So that's how all of this kind of ties in. I didn't think I'd be interested in any of this stuff, to be honest with you. But once I kind of came down here and spent time in this this lovely, lovely museum, I found it really kind of fascinating. So, interesting thing to do if you're here in Nanjing and you have kind of the afternoon off and you know that you're going to spend the evening here at the Confucius Temple area, this might be kind of a fun little diversion on your way to greater fun in the evening. That's it for the Imperial Examination Museum.